On the day of the presentation, my USB drive wasn't working. I couldn't retrieve any file within it. And at that moment, that was when I realized the true essence of the Judo-Flip technique. Hello everyone and welcome to A Weaver's Chronicles. If you're a first-time subscriber, thank you for tuning in. If you're a returning subscriber, I am ever so grateful for you and thank you for trusting in the course. What do you think we should do when we encounter failure? Should we just give up or should we find some strength within us and move on? And if the latter is true, how do we actually find that strength within us? Considering failure always comes with a certain sting that makes us feel like we don't belong. I remember a couple of months ago, I was supposed to do a certain presentation in class. If you know me, you know that I am a perfectionist. I love things to happen in a particular order at a particular timestamp. I am just keen about the details. I always believe that the devil is always in the details. So in preparation for this presentation, I had sat down, put in a lot of time trying to create this mind-blowing PowerPoint presentation. I had looked for quotes from all over that would make me look like this stellar scholar who knows what they have, who is well put, who knows their craft. I had prepared a very good presentation such that if someone would have heard that presentation, they'd be like, this one is set to be the next professor of this course. But to my utter disappointment, on the day of the presentation, my USB drive wasn't working. I couldn't retrieve any file within it. And I was frustrated in that moment when that realization dawned within me. What do you think I should have done? Should I have panicked and walked out of the podium and taken my L? Should I have let everyone laugh at me? Or should I have stood tall and improvised in the spur of the moment? I chose to do the latter. And at that moment, that was when I realized the true essence of the Judo-Flip technique. The first lesson there was, you should learn to control what you can and adopt to what you can't. At that moment, I decided to adopt, to move on, to start telling a story that related to what I had prepared, as opposed to panicking and letting that situation take control of me. The second lesson is, for you to judo flip that failed situation, circumstance, test, interview, you have to learn to reframe the problem. Don't see that problem as an end in itself, but see that problem as an opportunity to approach that situation differently. I could have chosen to give up because I had lost my slides that I had put in time, effort, energy, and a lot of research to make, but I decided to actually tap into my internal skills of public speaking and storytelling to make that situation into something more beautiful. And the third lesson here is, lean into your strengths. In that moment of failure, lean into the things you thrive in. Maybe you are an introvert in a networking event. As opposed to trying to network there and sell yourself at that point, where for you as an introvert, truth be told, you probably sell yourself short. Try and foster a deep and meaningful connection with one person in that space. That could actively propel you faster and further than trying to conform to the social norms that tell you to be all this lively and fun and interesting person, because that would break you, because that would make you feel uncomfortable. That's very daunting for you as an introvert who's probably listening to this. And fourthly, you need to have a mindset shift internally. See that failure as a redirection. That is how you find the strength I was talking about at the start of this video. As opposed to failing and feeling bad about it, see that as an opportunity to redirect your energy. Because most of the times when we fail in certain things we try out, there's always some positive feedback. There's always some light that someone or even you yourself see within yourself. So tap into that and redirect your energy into that, as opposed to trying to achieve this huge, beautiful thing. Focus on that spark that is within you. And finally, as I conclude, if you ever find yourself in such a moment where you're facing some failure, be it a failed test, a failed debate career, a failed interview, ask yourself this question: how can I judo flip this situation, this circumstance, this failed setback? Because success is never about avoiding problems, but it is always about flipping those problems to your advantage. And if you are to sit down any CEO out there of these prolific multinational corporations we know of, or tech firms that are thriving, they tell you the secret to success is not in avoiding problems insofar as they're inevitable, but learning to flip them to your advantage. So maybe you are in a situation that feels like a failure. As opposed to feeling sad about it, see that as an opportunity to make something great out of yourself, because success isn't about avoiding problems, but about flipping them to your advantage. So if you as a viewer here have ever been in such a situation, feel free to share it in the comment section so that we can engage you, because by sharing these things together, we learn as a whole. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you all next week, same time, same place. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Adios.